Hello. A couple of weeks ago, a new escalation contract was released in the new Hitman called the Kotti paradigm, and I wanted to make a video talking about how that came to be. And on the video, on the left, you can see the final level of the escalation, and on the right, you can see the contract that the escalation is based on. So, about a week after the game was released, uh, Torben from IO Interactive emailed me asking for my opinion on certain things after seeing my speedruns of the game, and which I already thought was really cool that they were looking for feedback like that. And then we discussed, and he ended up asking if I was interested in creating a really difficult contract that they could then turn into an escalation. And that's how the contract you see right now was made.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
I chose to use the battle axe because I thought it was the most impractical weapon in the level, and that there was only one of them, which obviously I was wrong about. On the video you can see me use the wrong battle axe. It's for the contract, it's clearly the worst one, but it's what I designed the original contract around, so I'm showing that. And for the targets I chose 3 people who are all in different floors and 4 away from each other, so you'd have to smuggle the axe around, and that's what the challenge is. Well, obviously, knowing that there's another battle axe kind of ruins the challenge for the first one, but I think the other 2 are still totally fine and make up for it in the escalation. Another thing I wanted to do with the targets was to choose unique NPCs who can still move around, so if you feel like you don't want to smuggle the axe to some specific location, you can just manipulate the NPCs to move around and meet them up somewhere else. Which is why I went with her, the Sheik, and Dahlia's, I believe she's her assistant? I'm not honestly quite sure, now that I think about it. Yeah. But anyway, I send in the contract, and some time goes by, and I find out that an escalation is actually being made of the contract. And even better, I get invited to visit IO Interactive for first showing of the contract, or escalation. And it's a no-brainer. Of course I'm going to go. They offer to pay my flights and the hotel, and I've been a fan of the series since 2003 and speedrunning since 2008, so getting a chance to visit IO Interactive is not something I really have to think about if given the chance. Yeah, at IO Interactive, the first thing that was revealed to me about the escalation was that it was only going to be 3 levels, which was great, because I've been in favor of fewer levels with bigger changes for a long time, and I believe I mentioned that in one of the emails between me and Torben. So it was nice that they actually made use of that piece of information, and my contract was turned into a short, well, can't say really shorter because the levels are rather long, but it was turned into a 3-level escalation. First of its kind, and I hope to see more of them. The feedback seems to be good on that aspect. Yeah, and the second thing that really surprised me was that level 2 was going to remove agility, meaning you can't climb and you can't vault over anything. And knowing that my original route for the contract was heavily relying on using the pipes to move between floors, I was really surprised, because I didn't expect them to change things so radically and increase the difficulty so much. At most I figured that there's gonna be like a trip minus somewhere or something like that, but instead pretty much my original plan was completely destroyed with that single complication, which I thought was really cool. that they decided to go that far. And that's more or less how this happened. The feedback on the escalation has been mostly positive from what I've seen, which is really nice to hear for me as well. Because I do think that the original contract works well as a challenge it was meant to be, and I think the escalation improves on that in a really good way. So I'm personally really pleased with how this turned out. But yeah, I really enjoyed having the chance to do this, and I hope anyone playing this enjoys playing it as well.